Alright. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Niputu Ayuni Alfiani, and today I would like to review the literature review metrics from my friends named Dewa Gede Saka Pratama. So let us start from the research topic. So the research topic of my friend is the implementations of augmented reality in students' motivations and engagement. So in this research topic, I found that there are four key points that can be improved or can be explained more in this research. So the first one is implementations, the second one is augmented reality, the third one is students' motivations, and the last is engagement. So since the first one is implementation, so I expect this research can be and quantitative and qualitative. Why I can say that? Because it's based on how the researcher will bring the research questions, and also this research on how they will represent the data, and also on how they will explain the data itself. The second one is about the implementation itself. I questioned at first time before I read the literature review. It would be in terms of you will apply this kind of augmented reality in a school, in two classes, or in a class. So later I will tell you on what you need to do to improve this research later on. The second key point is augmented reality. So you need to explain more about what is augmented reality and how is the implementation, what is the effect, and how you can find the effect in Indonesia, which is, I think, not many people or not many schools can able to use this augmented reality in school especially. The third key point is about the students' motivations. I think you need to create the deeper relations between the augmented reality and how the motivation will be increased. And I think some of your researches already represents your research here, which have the exact relationship between the last research and your future research. But the last key point here is the things that I would like to ask you on what is the kind of engagement that you want to propose in here, and is there the engagement between the teachers and the students, or the engagement between the students while using the augmented reality? So that is the things that you need to explore more in your research. Well, we're going to explain and also see one by one the literature review that you have right here. Since the first one is from Leo Krapis and Anderson in 2010. Well, I think the first thing that you need to be aware here is the year of your related research that you want to propose. Because since Mr. Harris told us about the research, the maximum years is 5 until 7 years. So the maximum is 7. Meanwhile, you use 2010. It means it's out of the date. So it's better for you to find the newest articles or the newest research to find the data is more valid then. Because when you use 2010, it means the data is a bit late because they did it on 2010, and of course they did the research before it's proposed in 2010. But I found in here that your this research is really related with your research. I think this is the reason why you choose this as one of your related research that can inspire you to your research then. I also found some typo in your literature review, but you can revise it later. Alright, so in here, the table contains the authors and the title or the details, the important notes, and also personal note. But at the last paragraph in your first related review, I found that it's contained Kerawala et al. And in 2006, it means you need to put this if you want to use this in here. But it's also out of the date, so I think you need to find the newest research. Move to the second research. So it came from Juanda and Beatrice, but I think it's also a bit late because it's from 2011. I think for us, the available research is only from 2017 to be safe. Or the maximum is 2015. But this research is quite good because it's explained on how the augmented reality is being applied in entertainment. Next, this is my favorite because it's from 2019. So it's the effect of augmented reality in technology on middle school student achievement and attitudes toward science educations. So I think this is the most related research to be your inspirations to find your gap, and also how the last researchers find their gap, their questions, and how they help the research itself, because it's comparing the result between the experimental group to the control group. So it means this use experimental research. Well, also in the next explanations, I will explain where this research will be going to based on my based what I've read before from some research. Well, right, in here you're right, this is the AR in this research applied into two different classes, and to find the significant difference between the both of the class. Well, it's also too far for the next research. It's from 2003, so I think I will not going to review this one. It's the same as this one. Even this, it has a really interesting topic, but I think you need to find the newest thing. Okay, this one, we can use this from Storkova in 2015, using augmented reality as a medium for teaching history and tourism. Alright, so the study conducted by comparing paper travel guides and mobile applications. This was the first site that come to me when I read the title of this topic created by Saka. So about the implementations. Talking about implementations, of course, we will have something to be applied in the classroom, such as this one from the travel guides and mobile applications. So in here, maybe you can specify what kind of augmented reality is that, an applications that you want to use in your classroom, or the strategy, or anything else. Alright, so I think you will focus on AR for tourism, which is good for me, I think, because nowadays we're go down in the tourism, so I think it will be interesting to read your research later on. Supports my topic because it's comparing two subjects between mobile applications. So maybe I will ask you later about is it mean that you will create our mobile applications? So it will be going to ADDI, which is research and development research type of research, or you just only want to experiment this AR with your students. Yes. Next is about the Dunleavy at 2009. It's also about the year, my review, so you need to find the newest research. It's the same as this one from 2010. And it's from 2009. And it's from 2012. Basically, you found more than 7 and it's about 10, but it is better to find the newest research. Again and again, I state this one, because the newest your research, the value the data you will get to your research. I also find the same difficulties with you to find the related research to help our research and the data, to find a gap, and also how to develop our topics. But this is the things that we are going to solve together in here. Maybe you can find other keywords on Google's, or maybe you can seek for another website to find the journals or articles, or you can also consult with your advisors and also look for some research in the library in campus or from online library. It will really help you. Even you have only 7 research, but if it's really in relations with your research, and also not only too far the ages, and also the method that you want to consult with, and also the material, it will really helpful to develop your topics. Now we're going to move to the next one about the identifications of research problem. It is very interesting for me to read this paragraph because it shows your hard work in here. From this paragraph, the first paragraph is talking about the expectations of the media, which is the AR or augmented reality in here. This is a good paragraph because you can state it directly, the expectations, or what should an augmented reality do in the real life, like the effect of the students that you hope. But in the second paragraph, it's talking about the last research, some research that has been done by other researchers before. Meanwhile, if we want to find the gap between the problem and also the expectations, it should be the first one is expectations, as what you have brought, and then in here you need to find the problem that you found, that the other researcher found, and also from the newest research. So in this paragraph, it is better to put the reality and the problem that you found so that you can find the gap. As what you've mentioned in the third paragraph, that you will create an innovations and variety of learning. So later, you will need to explain how the innovations and the variety will be held. Is it going to create an applications of AR, or how? And the next one is about the difference. It's a good trial to find the difference, yet the research is too old. It's from 2010, 2009, and 2012. So find the newest. And next, in the third paragraph, you've wrote lack of innovations and the variety of learning media used by students in learning. You need to elaborate this one, like why lack of motivations, where do you find it, and how you can state that there is lack of innovations. Because in here, in the paragraph before, you state that AR will have a good impact on students' behavior, mental and physical conditions, as well as academic achievement. You've also have mentioned that in here can provide additional information on views of the real world with the help of computer models, which means it's a contradictive. So you need to find the science reasons on how you say that this lack of innovations, and why you need the variety of learning media to students while they're learning. so that your identifications of the problem will be in the organized situations. Next is about your research questions. So in here I only found one research questions, but it's not really clear for me because you only write whether there are new interactive media that can help students in learning. So it's only one research questions, and I think this research question is not really in relations with the topic. Why? Because your topic is talking about the implementations. So I think here are some suggestions for your research questions based on your topic. So in my opinion, so I found here 5 research questions. First, how is the implementations of AR to increase students' motivations? Second, how is the implementations of AR to increase students' engagement? Third, what is the effect of an AR towards students' motivations and engagement? Fourth, how is the students' perceptions while using AR in the classroom? And the fifth, what are the teachers struggling while using this AR? So by some research questions that I've given to you, I hope it can help you. Next is about your research. So I'm so surprised that you are already thinking about your research method later on. But in here, I found that you are still confused on how you will help your research, right? So based on what I've read and also based on my supervisor, who's told me about how to choose your types of research. It is about your time and also your ability and also your interest. So when we want to choose between comparing several classes between class with AR learning media and using traditional learning media, so I think this will be experimental studies. So you will need control and experimental group, and also you will give AR learning media for one of the class, and also the other class will using traditional learning media as usual. And then you can use pre and post test or only post test. The next you will in here, this will lead you to quantitative and using SPSS, and you may use pre-test, post-test, or post-test only. Or you can go with CAR or classroom action research, but I think CAR, since it has you need to do more than one cycles, two or three, or until you find the exact data. I don't really know about this, but this will cost much time, of course, because you need to go on and on and on. So yeah, it will cost time. So based on some review, I think your literature review is already good, but I think you need to find the newest articles and also journal. You also need to consult with your supervisor. You need to find your interest about how you will help this research, and also you need to consider whether your research questions is already matched with the topic or not yet. I think that's all from me about the literature review matrix. I hope it can help you. If there are any mistakes or misunderstanding, you can reach me. Thank you.